supposed to swing it?
Like Bryson. Obviously.
I don't know if I know how to do this swing. I don't see it in my swing.
Be you, Megan.
What iron is that?
It's a 19-degree utility.
Wow. Yeah, it feels weird. Oh, yeah, I guess I do have to do it like that. That's pretty good.
Very good. For
This is weird.
If 50 hours right is good.
That's what I thought I was doing. Where do you want me in? Shit. 5 minutes.
Oh, that's the middle. Maybe that's the solution.
Any questions? Just kidding.
Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today we're talking Bryson Dechambeau. We're talking his clubs. I was lucky enough to actually try one of his clubs, built on the Cobra tour truck. I just had to play around with them. Very strange, as you can imagine, but it's not just the single length that I'm finding strange with what he's done with his set. So there was some stuff that he did at Bay Hill that a couple things that make sense to me, a couple things that really don't make sense. So something that did make sense was he had a 7.5 driver, so a driver that is a little more loft than he has been using. This was reported by golf.com, so I don't know if it was a 7.5 driver and on the cog he had it lowered, because that is a possibility, but he has been using less than 7.5. He was using a driver that's a couple years old. I think it was the limited Cobra. He said before the week he felt comfortable with it. It's not like he's trying to hit from maximum distance. He hits it plenty far enough. So that to me does make sense. If he feels comfortable with it, Bay Hill, there is a premium on trying to hit it straight because the rough is so thick. So makes sense to put something in that you feel comfortable with. Something that doesn't make sense to me is he had 2 3-woods, one a 10.5, one a 13.5. And to my knowledge, he had both of those on the bag. Not really sure why. This is just my opinion, and if you know or you have an opinion, get those comments down below. I can only assume he was trying to fade one of them and draw the other, so he was trying to use it to create shape, so he could find fairways, play the natural shape of the hole. That can be my only thinking. He then uses utility irons. I think what did he have them in? 4 and 5 iron. So he had like utility irons, and then he goes into just his single length irons. And he had Artisan wedges. I didn't know he wasn't using Cobra wedges, but Artisan is a great company, so he's obviously had them build him some. So again, nothing strange there. I like utility irons for the general public. I think it creates better gapping. So sometimes it's not a case of, well, I can't hit the long irons. It's what flight do I want? What gapping do I want? I quite like at the top of my set to have like 15-yard gaps, if not slightly more. Sometimes when you just have normal long irons, they start to bunch, 10 yards, if not less. So spreading it out. To go into when I used his clubs, I was using a 19-degree utility iron.
That's pretty good. Carry that 200. That's the problem with it though, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know barometric pressure or whatever it is either, which probably makes it.
You need Ben spraying water on the balls.
Yeah. So 200 again. It's so hard to get one to turn over, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, that's probably as good as I can hit it.
Which is crazy because you think with that lie you'd hit nothing but rights, but
Yeah.
you've got the overall club weight, the grip weight, the shafts, you know, it's such a stiff shaft.
Right, that's 207 ripped. So it's just like doesn't compare to forehand, does it?
No.
It's weird. It's weird that it feels so alien, and the more you do it,
Mm-hmm.
just shows you how you adapt.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that stands out the most was not that they're single length, but how upright he has his specification. I think Bryson, using single length, he has been the biggest person to kind of highlight them to the general public, but his specification then is a big reason why I think a lot of people wouldn't try them. You know, the concept of single length should be just you go off of your specification of your, usually your 6 iron or your 7 iron, and you just have spread that across the set. You can't just single length, like if you've got a set and you were thinking of doing single length, you can't just like cut the shafts down. I had a member at a club I worked at previously that actually tried that. You'll destroy your clubs because you need the face thickness and the lofts and the center of gravity of those heads needs to be slightly different to get the distances and the optimum flights that you need. But the thing that was crazy with Bryson's is I'm pretty sure they were 73 degrees, the lie angle. So to put that into context, a standard putter will probably come in at like 70. You know, if your putter is 72, that would be quite upright. So the next time you're next to your set, grab your putter and think. First, notice how the putter is more upright than the rest of your set, and then imagine, well, if all of my sets was that way. So again, you feel very cramped, and then with those Jumbo Max grips he used, which are humongous, you know, for my people back in the UK, they literally as thick as a cricket bat. If not, that's how big those grips are. So you feel in a very awkward position. I had just been having a fit for irons, and I was given the opportunity to hit Bryson's iron, and I was asked to go to the front of the bay because a lot of people shank them because of the way that you have to stand to it. To my surprise, I hit his iron really, really well. I took to it quickly. I hit it really, really well. But the big thing, and there's no way I could put them in as a gaming set, was I was using a 19-degree utility iron and I was hitting it 205 yards. The fit I had just had, I was hitting my 4 iron, which I had bent a little strong because I don't carry a 3 iron. I was carrying that one 222, so 222 yards. So I was hitting it nice, but because your wrist is locked out and it removes that kind of nature of being able to release, I was just losing distance, you know, so I would have a problem at the top of my set. It's not the shaft length. So you might be thinking, well, yeah, it's because it's single length and the 4 iron, the 5 iron, they're shorter. That's not the case. I've been fit into some Adele single lengths, and I hit the 4 iron actually great. You know, with single length, the long irons actually feel fantastic. It's the short irons that feel a bit strange because they're a bit long, and I found it very hard to flight the wedges. So let's say if you said, Steve, you need to go into single length, I'm not going into Bryson's specification. I think I would be able to use them fine. I would take them to like a 7 or an 8 iron, and then I would progressively then get the shafts going down. I wouldn't want those wedges single length. I don't think the wedges are actually helped by being single length. For the reason I stated earlier, it's hard to flight them. My opinion, again, I might be wrong, but I think Bryson, stage 1 or stage 2, you could say, of this transformation is he's gone full out. He's changed his intention from purely accuracy to really now focusing on distance. Last year, his wedge play didn't really live up to the drivers and the putting. You know, we sometimes overlook how good he's putting. I think he will start doing what I just said. I think he'll start gradually shortening the shafts of his wedges. I think it will help him flight those wedges. When you see him hitting, he has to get an awful lot of shaft lean to try and control it. That does kind of go with his release. That would be a different video for a different day. He likes that golfing machine kind of up the wall release. But I think he'll start to taper down those wedges. I think it will make him more effective. But again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, no, it was really cool hitting his clubs. Gave me a appreciation for actually how strong he is in his body. You know, he's always been that kind of that singular plane, not too much wrist action. He's certainly got more now, especially with the driver. But yeah, it's impressive how far he can hit his irons with that setup, with that extremely upright nature in those clubs. So yeah, cool stuff. Get some comments down below. What do you think of single length? And do you think Bryson, and maybe the comments I've made here you haven't really thought about before, remember, Bryson's setup is not because they're single length. You know, he just has them extremely upright because of the way he's trying to swing. You know, he's trying to almost lock out body parts. He's trying to reduce degrees of freedom. You know, that's certainly what he was massively into before he started, like I said, changing that intention to distance. So if you were just to have a standard set, maybe you're a person that has got single length, you know, whether you had the Cobras, like say Adele make a great set, Sterling make a great set. Have you been in single length? Then maybe you've got a far more traditional 6-iron setup. So you'll say, look, it's great across the board. I actually like the wedges. So Steve, I disagree. I would never cut my wedges back down again. Maybe you have cut them down. You know, I'd love to hear what you got to say. And as always, stay safe. I hope to catch you soon.